Hey everybody, this is Robert from SDParkFlyers.com. I got an email. A gentleman wanted me to do a comparison of the speed control that you get when you buy planes from Nitroplanes.com. So what I thought I would do, because I used to fly Park Flyers and Warbirds and things like that, and GWS type planes. So what I thought I would do is I would try to do a side-by-side comparison of the equipment that you get from Nitroplanes. And this is the motor setup that you find on most of the planes from Nitroplanes. You get a GWS type brushed motor with a ESC. This is attached with little bullet connectors, and on the ESC they have their battery connector, which hooks up to a 900 milliamp, like a 9-cell or the 8-cell battery pack. Their ESC comes with a little power switch here. It's a fail-safe switch, so when you plug your battery into your ESC, in case your radio, in case your throttle is in the wrong position, your prop doesn't stop spinning. So that's a cool little fail-safe thing, so you don't accidentally plug it in, your propeller is spinning. Now the GWS type basic one is same kind of motor, 350C motor, geared drive. Little speed controller here. This is their speed controller. Comes with a JST type connector and a standard servo lead. What I thought I would do to show you a comparison of how they work is I would plug them both to their respectable batteries and show you kind of what happens. The first one I'm going to test is the Nitroplanes. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to turn it on. Always turn your radio on first. And I'm going to plug the receiver into, or the speed controller into just my little high-tech 5-channel Featherlight receiver here. So I can do the side-by-side comparison on the same receiver. On most receivers, your throttle or your speed controller is going to go into channel 3. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to plug the battery into the speed controller. The little white connector, and this is the battery you get when you buy the Nitroplanes. Now you notice when I plug the battery into the Nitroplanes, if I move the throttle control, nothing happens. In order for you to get the propeller to work, is you have to actually press the little arming button here. That's the little red switch here. This is the little arming button here. So if I press this switch once, now I move the throttle control on my radio, you'll notice now the speed controller works. Now what I noticed right away on the Nitroplanes speed controller, you'll notice here when I'm moving the throttle control, listen to the motor wind up. You'll notice I can move the throttle around, and even when I push the throttle to full and then down, the propeller keeps spinning. And there's not very much what I'm going to call linear movement here. So as I'm raising it up, I have to raise it up to about half throttle until the propeller starts going. So, and when I shut it off, and when I shut the propeller off or throttle down, the propeller keeps spinning. So there's not a lot of what I'm going to call precision movement. As I'm moving the throttle up and I'm moving the throttle down, it's like the throttle gets to a percentage and then the propeller spins on with power. And that's the Nitroplanes. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to disconnect this one. And I'm going to hook up now the GWS setup. Now the GWS setup is actually two pieces, the 350C motor, and this is a separate speed controller. So I'm going to go hook the wire up, red to red and black to black. And now I'm going to push to make sure my throttle is in a down position here, and I'm going to plug in the speed controller to channel 3 again on my receiver. As I said, channel 3 is the default. And then I'm going to plug in my battery. Now make sure on the GWS one that your throttle is always in the down position when you plug in your battery, because this one does not have a hot switch like the Nitro Planes one. Okay, now I've plugged in my battery, throttle's in the down position, and I'm going to now move the throttle control just like I did on the Nitro Planes one. Now you'll notice on the GWS that only about 2 clicks of the movement of the throttle here, the propeller starts spinning. And as I move the throttle up and down, there's more control of the throttle movement, increments of speed, from a high to a low. So you can hear on the GWS setup that I can go from a slower startup, and as I move the control, there's more adjustments in your speed control. So when you're trying to slow your plane down for landing and things like that, that you can actually find a slower setting. As you can see here, the propeller's spinning at a nice low setting, all the way up to a high setting. There's more adjustment of speed. I think this is really important for a new pilot, because when you're coming into a landing and you want to slow the plane down for a better landing, you don't want to have to be forced to come in a little bit faster than you can, because you don't have the adjustments of speed controller. So I hope this helps. This is just a basic side-by-side comparison. The GWS setup, as I said, you buy a 350 motor, the little speed controller, and it can be hooked up to a standard receiver. They also come with a JST connector, so a lot of the basic, like little LiPo 3-cell packs, like the 600 milliamps, just plugged right to them. I think it's a good basic setup. Either way is good. I think if you're buying a complete kit from Nitro Planes, as I said, they include the other speed controller with it, and they use these little NIM or NiCad batteries. These battery packs are heavier than the new LiPo packs, and they have the bigger connector. These batteries can be charged on most chargers, just like the LiPo battery packs can here too. One advantage, again, of the LiPos over the NIM packs, or the nickel metal hydrate batteries, is this pack weighs more, like 3 ounces, or almost 0.3 ounces, and this is only 0.27 ounces. So these batteries are lighter. The motor setups, I think the complete GWS motor setup here, when I weighed it on the scale, it was like 2.7 ounces, and the Nitro Planes one is 3.3, so they're comparable. So you save a little weight on your motor in your speed controller setup, and you also save a little weight on your battery. So weight is crucial on most little park flyers. Lighter planes mean you don't have to spin your prop up as fast, and you get a good duration of speed and time, so you get a little bit longer flight. So I hope this all helps. If you have any questions, email me at robert@stparkflyers.com. If you have any questions or tips that you'd like to see, send me an email, and I'll be glad to shoot a video. Thanks for watching.